Hey ladies, it's Tiffany Wellinghoff, and I'm here today to give you your daily quick tip. We talked a little bit about this week about the fundamentals of selling, and we also talked about hostess coaching and lots of great stuff. So my tip today is going to focus on your hostess coaching. It's something that I have been doing, I guess, in the last year. I've always done my hostess packets a certain way, but I added something extra that has helped increase my party attendance and also my sales at my parties. So I'm going to quickly show you. I have one here actually that's in a flat rate mailing out envelope ready to mail out. And inside of it I have a folder with all the paperwork. Usually I put in 3 or 4 large size catalogs. And then I have some mini catalogs here that I actually use as invitations. I used to use postcards, but I started using the mini catalogs only. So here's what I'm going to show you. The main thing that has changed for me in the last year is something 31 recommended and a lot of people are doing. It's the multi-invitation approach. And so I don't really need to go into that. All you need to know is that I do a text red stamp invitation that I send to my hostess that she can either send out in an email or a text message. So I'd use red stamp for that. I also do a Facebook event where I'm the host. I co-host it with my hostess. And I create the entire event, and then I add her, and she invites all her guests, and then I do the mini catalog invitations. So that's my multi-invitation approach, is those 3 things. So red stamp, texting, Facebook, and then the invitations like this. But the thing that has really changed for me, the tip that I want to give you, is they always say if you have like a good sign on your display at a vendor event, that speaks to people, because if they don't want to stop at your booth, they see the sign and it might pull them in. So what you say on a sign or your verbiage that you use can pull people into a booth. Well, the same thing happens when you're trying to get your hostess, help her get orders before her party. So one of the things I started doing is I created a label that I use on my invitations. And it's going to be really hard for you guys to see. And in fact, the program I use, I think it's going to make this backwards. So you're not even going to be able to read it, I think it makes it backwards. But you get the idea. It's a 2x4 label. It says time for a girls' night, hostess and her name, when, the date and time, where, the address, RSVP, and then it says call or text and her number, and then it says order online at, has my website, and then it says click shop now under Jessica's party. So that's all on this label. Now those labels go on all my mini catalog invitations, but here's where it's changed. It also goes on my large catalog. So I'm sending her the one with my information that I always put on. And then this same label that's on her invitations is on every catalog that I give her. So that if it's passed around the office, if it's given to a neighbor, they have everything they need right there about the party, but also about my website and how to order. So that's one thing. That's where it is too. On my folder for my hostess, in case she gives out all her catalogs, I have that same exact label here. So everything that I give is all very cohesive, so that she always has that information in front of her in case somebody asks her, or if she's not with them and they have a catalog or a mini invitation, they all have the same thing on them. Does that make sense? So she's seeing the same thing multiple times. And if you deliver the same message over and over and over again, eventually for people it sinks in. So that's the one thing that I'm doing. With these invitations, what I will say is I do try to offer to mail out 10 to 15 of these for her VIP guests if I can get the addresses. If I can't get the addresses, then I do mail all 20 because I usually put about 5 in the hostess packet for her to keep in her purse if I mail 10 or 15. But if I don't mail any, I send all 20 to her. And on there I put a note, which I had just taken off, and it basically says, hand these out to friends, coworkers, neighbors, etc. Keep them in your purse. You can also mail in a business letter envelope with a regular stamp so that she knows what to do if she decides to mail them. But my goal is for her to give these out to people so she can get some orders. So that's just a little tip for you. It's a way for your hostesses to really understand and help her friends and family understand how they can order for her party, whether they're at the actual party or not. So hopefully that helps you guys. Hopefully you're having a great week, and we're so glad you're on this training. Bye!